Alright, the recording has started. We are back with the adventure of Bergelmir. It has ended off last time with Bergelmir approaching the tent of Ci'el once again, and being, in a sense, greeted by Ci'el, her sister, who walked back away and went back to her own tent. Ci'el, I believe she also called out, and she was like saying, "Just a minute, I'll be ready in a second." And she was making you wait for her outside, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, no, she said she was changing, and then I made the trip. I thought, because Bergelmir was a little bit disappointed that, like, you know, she was saying that like he was going to peek or something. She's a lot more respectable than that.
True. So,
Right, is just a tiny bit hurt.
So she does come out after just a few minutes, and she's wearing actually a nice, kind of like a pale yellowish gold colored dress, but it's like it's got like a floral design at the top and like the edges, and has like a extra stitching that comes off of the surface, where it's not just a flat dress, it's got some like stuff sewn onto it, which looks like flowers. So her hair is braided back, and it's in the nice circular bun braid, and it also has flower petals like braided into it. And she looks really pretty. She looks at you and she's like, "Well, are you ready?"
Bergelmir just doesn't respond for a bit, then looks like he wakes up out of some stupor. Yes, ready. You look... I'm sorry, I'm a little lost for words.
She smiles and blushes, and she's like,
ready to... You can't have anything better. You can't think of anything, it's too much.
She's like,
Oh,
"Well,
ready to go explore?
yeah, let's go check out the cave."
So let's go. Sorry, taking a moment to collect himself there. It's like, oh my god. It's one of those things where, like, she steps out the tent and his world just kind of goes, whoa. A little bit wibbly there.
So,
I am...
this time, what's that?
No, go. Sorry, go.
Okay, so last time this happened, it was in your dream, and last time she raced you across the skies to the cave. This time, she's actually going to link her arm into your arm and walk together with you out of the camp. And as you exit the campsite, you're going to start walking towards the forest area that leads towards the cave. While you're passing through this section of the map, she's going to you're going to feel like excitement exuberating off of her, where she's like just emanating just the wonder, and she's very it's kind of like you can't really tell if she's into you or if she's into the idea of the exploration at this point. Like, she has like subtle hints that she's into you, but it's also like you can tell she's really looking forward to the cave.
Bergelmir is just... He feels like he's on top of the world right now. Someone like doing something like this, it's a terrible thing though. He would be on top of the world, but right back in the middle of his, like, in the back of his mind, every time he glances at that lake, he just shivers slightly. Like, no.
So,
stop ruining the good day.
Passing through the forest, you can actually see it actually looks a lot more beautiful in the forest today than it normally does. In fact, it's almost as if there's some kind of invisible presence in the forest that's kind of making the forest a little bit brighter than it normally is. If you want, you can roll either perception or insight or nature if you would like to.
Give me a moment. What is my better one? Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot. Bergelmir wasn't the wisest person ever. I'll be attempting nature.
All right.
Which I have a +3, so I will. Okay, 16 overall. Just before that happens, though, Bergelmir is just like, oh look, Ci'el. Like, now that you're here, the forest is truly waking up. You know, it must recognize the natural beauty among us.
So she's gonna chuckle, and she's gonna say, "Oh, actually, I'm gonna roll. You said you rolled nature.
Yeah.
You rolled a 16.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll."
And then internally, he's like, "Oh my god, that was so corny. She's gonna hate me."
She's gonna roll perception. She does not pass that. She is also very, like, she's still just tunnel visioning her enthusiasm towards that cave, but she's very, like, she's also looking and appreciating the beauty of the forest, but she's not really taking in what's causing this extra, like, light in the forest. Whereas your nature check, we can understand that there's something a little bit more mystical going on today in this forest, where normally things like this have happened before, but not on the level that is happening now. Where right now, the forest, like, sometimes the forest lights up, but it'll be like on a one tree here, one tree there, or like a bush here or there. Like, there'll be like 1 or 2 lights that are like illuminating up a little area where it radiates a little bit of light. But now it's like almost the entire forest is like illuminated. And this only happens every once in a while, but the dragoons obviously don't really understand why this happens. But because you rolled nature and you rolled a 16, you can also roll arcana. Actually, roll arcana to combo with that.
Oh, okay.
That nature.
I'm actually. Where's my? Oh, damn it! No, that uses aura. I get a 14 overall.
Okay, that's okay. That's actually decent enough.
Oh, sorry, just a little hype here. This is this first time at the beginning of a session that I just haven't rolled awfully. But now I've said that I'm going to get spited, but I'll take this as it comes.
So, what ends up happening is that you end up realizing that the type of magic that is pilferating through this forest in the moment is fey magic. And you can't really see them, but you can kind of detect the presence of fairies being active in this forest at this time.
Okay. So are fairies good-natured around these parts, or? Yes,
extremely so. In fact,
okay,
all fey kind.
Anything that just puts them at ease. That just puts them massively at ease.
All fey kind are very, like, they're bound by fairy law, where they're not allowed to do harm to anything. So they're bound by their own fey law to not be evil.
Thank goodness. I was really worried we were going to have to deal with some angry shoe-stealing pixies or something for a moment there.
Oh, don't worry. Pixies, on the other hand, that's a different story altogether. But they lawyer themselves. They maneuver that law. They don't directly harm somebody.
Okay, but there's many ways to just generally annoy someone. Okay, Bergelmir will need to brush up on his fey lore after this. Although he's got much more important matters to today.
Yes. But I'm going to roll a 100 to see something. Okay. So you kind of feel the light of this fey magic kind of like encumber and embrace both of you, and it kind of just, you just kind of vibes with you in the sense where, like, you feel nice. It feels very peaceful. And with that being said, you gain 1 inspiration die.
Woo!
And it works just like a bardic inspiration. It'll be a 1d4.
Oh, sweet. Like that, just good vibes forest. Makes me happy.
And this bardic inspiration die is a little bit different because it can basically be used for anything. So any roll that you do, except for damage, any roll that you do, no matter what it is besides damage, you can use this die for.
Sweet.
With that being said, passing through, you end up at the lake. Dun dun dun. No.
It actually plays in the back of his mind. So, how's Ci'el? Is she just ecstatic as ever? Like,
of course. She is very enthusiastic about getting to this cave. And she looks to you and she's like, are we going to swim over there or do you want us to fly?
I was hoping fly. I mean, who wouldn't want to ruin a lovely dress like that?
I've got better ones back at home.
Yeah, well, it's still beautiful. I think we should fly. It would be a much, he gestures to the water. Really not keen on swimming today. Yeah, it's a lot nicer in the sky.
If you say so. She sprouts her wings and she starts gliding up. And she's like, okay, let's go.
It's gonna be just like, oh my god, she's so pretty. And then
So you make it back to the entrance of this cave where you see the inscription in Elvish, which you can now read.
Yes. So, stressful lesson. He takes a moment because he doesn't exactly want to repeat last night. No, sorry, not last night. The dream before, but that was also the optimal move. So again, I'm almost expecting her to just already be on the other side, exactly like last time. And he's not quite sure why. He's just going through the motions at this point, just trying to see if something else happens. He's going to a little over the top. He's gonna spin around and go, "Watch this," and he's gonna say, "What's the rune Fehu? No, that's my luck rune. What was the? I'm gonna. Is it? Oh, Thorazaz."
Yes.
Of course, because Esmelda screamed it across the valley. He's going to say Thorazaz and then walk back through the wall.
And she's like, whoa. Like her eyes light up and as you pass through the solid wall.
And then Bergelmir is going to stick his head back out the other end. It's like, it becomes intangible when you use the Thorazaz. Come through. He's going to stick his hand out.
She's going to take her hand.
You pull it through.
And she comes through. And when you pull her, she kind of like... you know how when you pull somebody through something, they kind of like in a sense fall into you, but like they don't fall. But...
Oh no, you'll actually stop his heart if that happens.
So, so she falls into you, and she looks up for a second. And your faces are like an inch apart from each other, and then she's like, "Whoa, this is amazing." And then she looks around.
He takes her back and just like as I was like, yes, yeah, I must warn you, don't be too lax around here. It's a little bit dangerous, but nothing that you couldn't handle.
Well, I've got the ever-wise Bergelmir here to protect me.
I can absolutely assure you I will. But shall we go deeper into the cave? Apart from, I'll be honest, this is the most interesting part of the cave. The rest is kind of sweeps his arms around. Rocks, as interesting as can be. Although I know you quite like that study. Although maybe with your eyes we'll spot something else here. I just sort of ran through and got to the best bit at the end. But if you want to follow me,
of course, lead the way.
And he's gonna, obviously avoiding those stone creatures, do not want to tussle with them at all. He's gonna take her all the way to the transportation rock.
Okay.
What's it look like? Was it like an orange gem or something?
It's literally just a perfectly carved disc-shaped stone platform that's basically firmly implanted into the ground. And it has specific inscriptions into it as well.
And the specific, so the inscription on it. Oh, yeah,
it's not an Elven.
Oh, of course, yes, because it was the other rune. It was like, don't mess up the rune, otherwise you're it's like a very wrong door. It will work. I think Bergelmir is going to just take his. Actually, he wouldn't rush her Ci'el at any point. He would just guide her there, but let her, wander the cave a little bit if she wants.
Okay, so
eventually he'll get to where the teleportation is, and he goes, and more wonders of the cave. If you want to step on this, it will whisk you away to the other side, and he hops up and obviously disappears through.
Actually, you don't disappear. Because if you remember from last time, it had to be activated.
Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit off track. There's, quite a few wonderful things happening today, and just a little overwhelmed. We need to charge it a little bit first. Give it a little kick to get it going.
Alright. Sure. So,
if I remember correctly, we just had to put mana into it.
Yes, that is correct. But the actual thing is that you have to roll. You roll aura, and you spend mana. So go ahead and roll your aura. Your aura check.
Oh yes! See, when Ci'el is next to me, the dice are actually on top of it. There is my aura. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Very nice. Let me actually get Ci'el's stats up too. Like, I'm just doing it off the top of my head, and I'm like, I should probably pull her stats up.
Turns out she has like a +5 in aura or something, and just like taps it. Really wait.
Well, her roll by itself already beats the DC, but I want to see how far she.
How good she does it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to add anything.
Oh, so her aura modifier is a 0. So yeah, it's just her flat roll.
Nice.
Okay, so she's like. So both of you together, especially, you both pass on your own accord. So how much mana are you putting in?
Really do not remember how much was needed. How much mana do I have? No, 16. We'll put 8 in.
Okay. And she's going to put in 2. And... Okay. And that's what's going to do it. The stone is going to begin to resonate with the aura that you've imbued into it. And both of you are going to be transported to the other side.
Now, this is the most exciting bit of it all. And he's going to take her down the little neck of the cave and reveal the giant wall with the inscription on it. Here it is, the secret of whatever the hell this place is. I still haven't managed to crack that bit yet.
She's gonna look at it with the most wonder that has ever filled her eyes in her life. She's like, this makes everything else that I've ever found nothing. And she's gonna start walking up to it.
Well, hang on. He just doesn't want to grab. I think he just gently placed a hand on her shoulder. I don't know quite what Ismelda meant by it, but she got generally, as the air quotes, bad vibes from the wall. And knowing how much raw magical essence flows through her, she may be seeing things on a slightly grander level than we do. I think maybe just holding back from it is a good idea. We can admire it with our eyes. Until we can actually, test it a little bit, I'd rather neither. Well, especially you. I'd rather you not get hurt at all.
Well, that's sweet. And I can see that. It could be a little dangerous. Were you able to touch the wall?
No, didn't want to get to that far yet, just because he gestures back. I mean, touched that and it whisked us away. I don't want to touch the wall and accidentally be whisked somewhere that we can't go back from, so...
Interesting. She's like looking at it. She rolled insight, but she didn't roll high enough, but... She's looking at it. Well, I see the inscription.
Yes, right. What's the word? Foreboding, isn't it?
The cruelty of man has raised this wall to divide the land from mankind's fall. No doors, no windows, no point of entry. Hidden in the shadows, a world separated for eternity. Do not try to break it down. Do not try to pass through. Without the key, you will drown. It is better you never knew. Huh. Very interesting.
Steps up to the side of her, so you can see the quite ominous prophecy, the wall, the generally bad vibes. Haven't quite wanted to throw my life away just yet.
Well, if it needs a key, then what do you say we try a few?
I have no idea. What would you suggest for a key?
Well, I've got the aura seed.
Maybe okay, just because the session was quite a while ago, this is out of character. She tried that, didn't she? And
yes.
That's how we ended up on the bottom of the lake.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Oh. Okay. This is... I know it's a weird thing to try and trust me on, but call it intuition. I don't feel like an aura seed quite matches with the... He waves his arms out like... aesthetic. I would expect some great chisel or an onyx shard or something maybe a bit more kind of stone to open this place up. I don't think the aura seed would work. So mainly, you know, the last thing I'd want to try is like let you do that, because I really, you know, look at it. It says it's going to drown us. I don't want that happening.
Oh, is that what that means? Let me read this again. She's gonna look through it again. And she's gonna...
Totally understand her though, because like so many times I've read something, I just haven't read it. I'm just like, wait, no, I didn't actually read it yet, Daddy. Let me do that again.
Without the key, you will drown. I guess you're right. Then it's gonna... I'm gonna roll intelligence for her, just to see. She's really good at it. Oh, she crit. Okay. So she's going to be like, that actually makes a lot of sense. In fact, I think this wall functions very similarly to the waystones that we just used.
My thoughts exactly like I said. I don't want the wall sending us to anywhere we can't come back from. So.
You know what? I think I do remember something. Because she crit, I'm going to give it a little extra. I think I do remember something from a book that I read a long time ago when I was a kid. It was actually in the stories of Leckham that I read growing up. He had a... Well, it was... He had something. It was like... It wasn't a weapon, but it was an item that he crafted. And it wasn't really clear what exactly it was, but I remember that he brought it with him everywhere, and he was able to work extremely powerful magic with it. I think that might be the key.
Would make sense. A key made by someone like him could probably open any kind of door. And Bergelmir puts two and two together and is like, internally, oh wait, shit, this is Leckham's cave. Oh! He just looks at himself and just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm that stupid.
roll history.
History.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's a nat 20. I get 25 overall.
Okay, all you had to say was nat 20. So you're going to be able to put pieces together because while she's read the stories as a child, you've studied these stories. And
I was about to say.
with her saying that, you get the idea that what the key is supposed to be is actually Leckham's totem.
Oh, right! I was desperately trying to, like, go through my notes I made, where it's like, whenever did, like, you mentioned a key in his story? Right, the totem, okay.
Leckham, what you're going to know about Leckham is that over time, he customized his totem with even more fancy inscriptions and gave his totem even more abilities and enchantments, which was then used for many different things, including it was also used for making more runes. And for building this wall, for example. This wall was actually made with the power from his totem.
It could be undone with the same power.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, Ci'el's gonna look at you and she's gonna be like, do you think one day we'll ever meet Leckham? Do you think he's still alive?
I mean, well, no one's heard of the man for... Bergelmir can't give a good example for how long it's been.
How long I could die.
Yeah, he's got no good comparison. You know, you get like little kind of like colloquial sayings for like how long it is. He's just kind of like a very, very long time. But definitely traces of him remain all around the world. He was the kind of person to leave a lot of marks and a lot of bits of himself everywhere. So, no doubt we could certainly find this key for the door, but definitely would require a bit of an adventure to find. A long one, thinking like that.
See, I was going to look at the cave wall. Like, so there's the wall, and then there's the cave wall, like, that intersects with the wall. She's gonna walk over to it. And she's gonna be like, I kind of want to leave a mark here to show that, that we were here.
Oh, wow. I mean, we could, yes. You think there's yeah, that would be quite sweet, you know? Like, in the same way that Leckham left his mark, we could do our own little mark.
So she's going to use her gift, her dragon heart, and she's going to her finger is going to illuminate, and the light that comes from her fingertip is going to be so intense that it actually kind of scorches the wall of the cave. Just not enough to break it, but enough to put a mark into it. Kind of like a very, very small, less powerful laser.
My god, she's got blowtorch fingers, hell yeah.
She's going to put Ci'el and Bergelmir were here. Just like that, on the cave wall.
Bergelmir laughs a little at that. He's like... Hell yeah, we're the coolest Draconians. That's beautiful. I quite like that. It's quite poetic, isn't it?
She's gonna look at you and she's like, well, I'm kind of hungry. Did you bring the picnic?
He looks down at it, like the basket that's been in his arms all the time. So Joe, I was so awestruck today. I've been completely forgot about it. We should. He just kind of points to a generally more flatter part of the cave floor. Like, oh, we can go sit over there, and I have a delicious treat for you.
Oh, excellent! So she lets you lay out the picnic.
Of course. Lay out the little picnic rug. We are sitting on solid stone floor. Horrible.
And she takes a seat.
So yeah, he's gonna specifically have the dragonberry pie covered for a bit as he gets out everything else. So he gets the little plates, forks. I think I just brought water. I don't think I brought any fancy drink. Yeah, because it was like didn't want to go too over the top. This is a picnic, and he's gonna place the dragonberry pie still covered up, and he's gonna do like a little flick with the cloth again. Ta-da!
Right before you even flipped it, you can see her face, is already starting to light up because she can smell it. I rolled perception for it, so she can smell it and she already knows. And she's like, her face lights up and she smiles. And then you go, ta-da! And she's like, you remember that this was my favorite?
How could I forget? I mean, also, I said I wanted to take you out for a nice day trip, so a nice day trip, and he gestures to the pie.
That's so sweet of you.
Oh, well, yeah. Can't help it when you're around, You just... I think you naturally bring that out in people. You're a very wonderful person to be around. Anyway, the pie can't get any colder.
Let's dig in. So, the two of you eat pie together. There's, you also eat the little side snacks and food and beverage that was prepared in the picnic basket. And after a good hour and a half or so, you guys are about ready to head back.
Actually, I don't. He is ready to head back. He packs up the little picnic gear. Very happy, very full of pie. It's a great day. Nothing could go wrong. Scared. Well, let's head back now. As lovely as this place is, I think there's only so much dark, cold cave I can take before need a bit of sunlight in me.
You need some sunlight, huh? She's gonna actually illuminate her body with her aura. If you haven't noticed by now, Ci'el and Ci'el both are light dragons, so their aura's essence is sunlight.
Oh, hence the blowtorch fingers. I see. Actually, I don't see right now, probably because it's a bit too much, but Bergelmir, actually, hang on, how bright is it? Is she just glowing slightly?
Yeah, just glowing.
Okay, not like blinding light.
Yeah, not like...
Actually, he can't help himself. He's got a slight smirk. He's like, oh, you look positively radiant.
She's gonna blush a little bit. She's like, okay, let's go back.
When she blushes, does it become a pink light instead?
I'll roll for it. Yep. It does. Slightly pink. It has a slight pink to it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And she's gonna start walking with you towards the waystone.
No, Bergelmir's going to continue to the waystone.
So, she's gonna be like, she's gonna do what you did. She's gonna walk backwards and she's like, check this out. And she goes backwards through the waystone. But just before you follow after her, you hear a sound in the cave. It sounds like footsteps.
He slowly turns back towards the door. Can you see anything?
It's what do you mean turns back towards the door? The wall?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I mean, I keep describing it as a door. Turns back to the wall with the inscription on it.
You roll perception. Roll perception real quick.
Oh no. That's a why is my perception? Is a 7 overall. Obviously lacking Ci'el now, just going from bright light to dim light, everything's just closed over with darkness.
Yep. So all you can make out really is just a very brief, blurry silhouette of somebody moving really fast. And it seems like they came out of... Okay, so if you look at the map for the cave, I'll take a screenshot of it so you can see it again.
Wait, I was going to say, didn't you put it on the battle screen? Or...
So I will post it in your channel.
Thank you.
So it almost looks like she came out of the wall, and it came from that wall's direction and ran straight to the center of the wall and disappeared.
Wait, okay, sorry. So it came from the pillar in the middle.
Yep.
Ran towards the wall.
Yep, and it ran straight to the wall and disappeared.
Okay, he's going to first of all curse that he was not wearing his goggles at the time, because he could have just recorded that and seen it more. Yeah, too distracted by a certain someone today. So he's gonna. No, he doesn't want. He's gonna step back through the he's gonna step back through the waste stone, and hopefully Ci'el is on the other side.
Yep, she's there. She's like, "What took you so long?"
Sorry. I when you did that, I was laughing to myself a little bit. It was you're you can make a great showwoman someday. And he's like, we should really turn this off as well, because I don't want those strange creatures walking too close to the wall and accidentally activating someone. And he like scratches him. Do you know how to turn these off?
I would assume that you just take the aura back out.
Yeah, I'm not too good with aura magic, so I didn't know if I could just pull it back out. But yeah, do you want to help me? Just he holds one side of it,
and she does the other side. And you guys reabsorb the aura that you put into it.
And then back out. Terribly efficient. You got to give Blackham credit where it's due.
True. He is the most genius inventor of our time.
Yeah. It's a little sad that he's not around. Anyway, that's not here or now today. We're having a lovely time together. Do you want to head back up to the surface then? Yeah. Yeah,
of course. Let's go.
Okay, he's gonna occasionally let her walk ahead, glance back to that teleportation circle, and be like, "You better not leap out of there or something." Like, not ruining this day.
You guys make it out of the cave, and she, on the way out, she does collect a few rocks here and there, some samples, and she also collects one of the rocks that are dragon poop.
Oh god, yeah.
But she's obviously smart enough to know what it is and handle it carefully and properly. And she wanted to just, get some tests on these kind of things and figure some stuff out. Excavation kind of work.
Yeah, totally.
So you guys fly back over the lake, safe. You're good. The lake's not drowning you. And you make it back to the edge of the forest, where this time, as you're walking through the forest, the light of the forest is still illuminated, but it's not as bright as it was before. And instead of being like just the trees illuminating, it's instead illuminated by a type of an aurora effect, where there's like inside the forest is like a mystical aurora going on. And as you're walking through this aurora, you're going to see, in a sense, visions, where you can't really make out what they are fully, but go ahead and roll insight. She's gonna roll too.
That is a 0.
Oop. Alright, you don't know nothing. But this time, she's paying attention. She rolled
just too busy looking at Ci'el right now.
Her insight is up 2. Okay, so she rolled a 21. I
just love the contrast there. 0 and 21.
So she's looking at this and she's seeing visions. You're not seeing nothing. You just see the pretty lights. She's like, whoa, this is crazy. Do you see this?
What? Sorry. You see what? He tries to actually look now. What's this?
You still don't see anything from.
Well, I mean, forest is still quite lively right now. I'm not sure what's woken it up so much.
It's amazing. I can see. It's almost like the celestial plane. And.
What?
Is it the future or the past? I can't tell.
Everybody's looking around like, well, where the hell is she seeing this? Huh? What? Where? Where is who?
It's inside the light.
Inside the light? I mean, I only see sparkles. It must be something associated with your dragon heart. Obviously, you're a bit more masterful at seeing things in the light.
She's gonna grab the goggles on the top of your head and pull them down in your face, and she's gonna be like, "Take a look, see if you can see it with these." This is gonna give you the opportunity to roll again.
He's gonna have to take a second because she's like just pulled like all the front of his hair down into his eyes. He has to like pop them off, sweep his hair up, stick it back on. It's like, sorry, go again. Point to me where?
She's gonna point at it. So go ahead and roll insight one more time.
That would be this terrible. Oh my god! I rolled a 6 overall.
Okay, well this time you don't necessarily get a lot of info.
Sorry, I will use the gift of the forest from earlier to add a little bit to that roll. I'll use the inspiration. Hey, that makes it a 10 overall. Is that any better?
That is actually decently better. So you still don't make it out perfectly, but you can see very, very sporadic, brief glimpses into the celestial plane. And it also it's like you see the celestial plane looking back at your world, and you can kind of see very sporadic glimpses. You know how like the opening to the Big Bang Theory looks, where like it's all like
oh god, it's like flashing me with a bunch of images.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on at the same time, and it's like the past, the present, and the future all simultaneously. And the one of the things that you see that catches your eye is an icy mountain in one glimpse, and then you're gonna see a boat and and the ocean, and you're going to see you're also going to see inside the cave again, but it looks different. But you can tell it's the same cave, but it looks very different. But you don't get to see like too much of it because it's as soon as it's there, it's gone in a flash. You also
is that all I get from it? Like it feels different, or
no? It looks different. It's like it looks like it's a completely different cave, but you know it's the same cave.
Okay.
It's the same like architecture of the cave, but a different form.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to give you because you only rolled a 10. So, you also see one of the main images, like there's one more image, two more images that you see. You see the image of Bleckham in your dream, the radiant being that was coming through your ceiling. You see him flash before your eyes again. You see... Oh, sorry, there's two more after that one. You see Ci'el and you together traveling in different lands. And you can see, when you're traveling, you see a few other people, but you can't quite make out who they are. And finally, the last image that flashes before your visions kind of go away is a floating island.
Is it is that all I get? It's just a floating island.
Yep, just a floating island. You can see it from below, but it's like you're ascending up to it.
Okay.
That's what the string of visions you had.
Yeah. He's gonna take a second.
It was all recorded.
Just try to process what? And then he's going to turn to Ci'el and then flick his goggles up and be like, what did you see?
She's going to be like, well, I saw a lot of things. Not all of it was good, but I definitely saw a lot of things.
Me as well. I saw quite a few different strange locations, but you, of all things, in there?
Well,
it must be a good sign.
Yeah, I saw you a few times.
Huh.
But I also saw the celestial plane, and it was very weird. And a
It almost
handful
looked
of
like
them.
it was looking at us as well. Did you?
Oh no, I didn't see that part. But I there was some of the celestial plane images that I got that were, it was like it was empty. But then the next one was like lively and animated, and it was very different. I'm assuming maybe I saw the beginning of the celestial plane before the celestials existed, and then after. I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's the past or the future.
The same as well. I think I've seen a little bit of both.
Well, the question is,
That
though,
was
which one's
certainly an interesting experience. I wasn't quite expecting this when we walked through the forest today.
the which? Do you think we'll meet a fairy one day?
Well, I would say no, but I mean, I really hope so one day. I think it could be a lovely meeting.
So,
But,
roll perception. And combo it with a nature roll.
okay, so the perception. God damn it. So my perception is a. Keep forgetting my modifier. It's -1. Right, my perception was a 5 overall, but my nature was an 18 overall.
Okay. So with the combined efforts, you have 23, which is enough. So,
Thank God I have some psychokinesis stuff. It's just I'm not blind all the time.
you're going to see all of the aurora lights of the forest just completely fade away. Completely, just like as if somebody took a dimmer, like the dimming lights, and just like dimmed it down to 0. And the forest, it doesn't go dark because it's still daylight outside, but it's no longer radiant. But there is still one source of light still lingering, and it catches your eye, and it catches both of your attention. And then that one small little person who is about 1.5 feet stands in front of the both of you. Well, hovers and floats in front of the both of you. And she says, "You wanted to meet a fairy?"
Bergelmir is immediately going to turn to Ci'el. It's like, you didn't just, like, play with the future right there. You're not some secret fate weaver, are you?
Not that I know of.
Pleased to meet you. Bergelmir, this is... He waits for her to introduce herself.
Yeah, I'm Ci'el. And what's your name? My name is Cheppy. And both of you are going to roll history. At advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a 17 overall with me.
Ci'el is just like, I feel like I've heard that name before. And you just spun on know who this is, because from the stories of history of this world, of this land, there was a long time ago when back in the days when the elves were enslaved to the humans, there was a war that was fought to release the humans from the elven enslavement, which I remember telling you about before.
Yeah.
And there was a specific team of people who had fought against the human empire. Those people were led by Ci'el and Vanya. But one of the people that was in their team was Cheppy the fairy.
Wait, sorry. The Cheppy? He says this out loud.
I'm the only Cheppy I know.
Forgive me for asking, but what in the blazes are you doing all the way up here?
Well, this is where I live.
What? We've just been next to a fairy. Huh. Basically, the things that kind of end up just right under your nose sometimes.
Oh, we stay hidden most of the time, and we only choose when we want to reveal ourselves to people.
If that wasn't you by any chance, the kind of points to just the forest in general. It's like the aura and the visions.
Oh, the visions. Yeah, that can happen sometimes when the fairies are all dancing. We were having a festival. We were celebrating the victory that Ci'el and Vanya had. It's the anniversary, you know.
Oh, well, I hope we weren't too much of a disturbance to the festival.
Not at all. It's actually quite interesting to see a descendant.
Well, I must be descendant in the loosest terms. I don't think either, unless Ci'el, do you have something to tell me?
Not that I know. Oh yes, I can see his blood in both of your veins.
Oh, well, lucky us. It must be. Actually, thinking about how long the generations ago, we probably all have a little bit of him in us.
Mm-hmm. Like the entire Dragoon clan has a little bit of his. Well, like 90% of it anyway.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
But don't worry, like you're not related to Ci'el. It's just descending from some people. Just want to make that clear.
Sorry, that wasn't even in my mind. I was trying to think of a nice way to speak to the fairy without, like, accidentally offending anything. Bergelmir probably does have a very brief, wait a minute, am I related to the entire clan? Nah, that can't be. No. So, forgive me for asking, but why reveal yourself to us?
Well, it's a momentous day, and for not only for us, but for you as well. See, today, your story actually begins. And I wanted to give you a parting gift before you go.
Yes? I'd be glad to accept it.
Excellent! I'll start working on it right away. And it will be... I will give it to you when it is ready.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're so graciously making a gift for me, I should at least prepare something for you as well. How long will this gift take to make?
I'll have it ready before you leave.
Before I leave? I didn't have any intention to.
Oh, I know.
Oh, the visions. Is there something you need to tell me? I feel like I'm missing a certain bit of something here. He keeps like, I don't want to get obvious, but like his eyes keep darting to Ci'el occasionally because he's like accidentally put in his head that she is some sort of fate weaver, and the way that he said, "Oh, I wish we meet a fairy," and a fairy just appeared. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" He's kind of half waiting for like the tribe to come out to like haha, gotcha, prank. Esmeralda pulls off the pixie hat. She was just using.
So when you when you ask her about like, is there something that I should know? She's gonna be like, is there something you would like to ask?
Yes. Why would I leave?
Oh. Well, you're gonna go back to your camp and you're going to see a Sandy. She's very nice. We watch her sometimes. But, yeah,
I'm sure someone like her would be happy to know that. Wait, you don't watch everyone, do you?
No, not everyone. Just the ones that we find interesting.
Oh, thank God. no, like, embarrassing moments revealed for Bergelmir or anything. Whew.
We especially like your story, Bergelmir.
Oh no. Well, thank you for taking such interest in me, but I'm just a chronicler. I liked books and stories. I can't be that interesting, can I?
Yeah, absolutely. Stories are everything. Without stories to tell about the things that have happened, nothing that happens even matters. It disappears.
Very true. Well, I'm glad we think quite the same about the stories.
In fact,
Nobody quite shares.
you only know about me because of stories.
Yes, can't really disagree with that. I'm glad that, at least you share the sentiment. Few often do. It's a bit more kind of, a story's a story. We can just, read it to the children and that'd be that. It is, certainly a pleasure to meet you. Is it only me? I mean, is there anything for Ci'el?
Oh, you're both going to be getting something. In fact, you're getting something, and I'm going to prepare something for someone that you're going to meet. And you're going to know who you're supposed to give it to.
I mean, there's quite a few people I know.
No, you haven't met them yet, but when you meet them, you'll know.
Okay. Bergelmir's a bit freaked out right now because it's like, what? My life is just that planned ahead? What's going on? He's gonna glance again to Fate Weaver Ci'el. What's she got planned next for us?
Ci'el's like, I have so many questions. Chebi's like, and I have plenty of answers. Ci'el's like, are our books about you accurate? Oh, absolutely, to the T.
Wait. Everything is accurate? No embellishments or, slightly tall tales?
No, not at all. They're absolutely true.
Oh, wow. Newfound respect. Some of those stories quite brutal and terrifying things happening. Oh my god, okay. Do not get on the wrong side of this fairy.
I'll let you ask me one more question. Make it a good one.
I mean, as long as you're okay with me having the question, Ci'el, I wouldn't want to take it from you.
Ci'el's like, I don't have any. I'd rather you ask one. You're usually better at questions than I am, since I don't study things very much.
He's gonna turn to the fixie. He's like, by the fairy, actually. Shouldn't get it wrong. He's going to think very carefully, and then he's gonna look at her, and be like, last question. How are you?
Well, I'm always fantastic. I am a fairy, after all. We are immortal and we cannot be killed.
Well, I mean, no, I know that, but, has life been good to you recently? Are you, I don't know, I mean, you seem to be having a festival right now. I assume enjoyed it?
Yeah. It's unfortunate what's going on in the celestial plane, but,
Would that be cheating if I perhaps asked about the celestial plane? Or is that too many questions?
Well, I only gave you one more.
I suppose. Well, for another time then.
Yeah. Perhaps. You'll learn eventually anyway.
Hey. Sure, well, hopefully I will. Hopefully, nothing too wild will get in the way.
Well, I will see you before you depart from Maurus.
From Maurus? Huh? Oh. Quite the journey ahead of us. Okay.
Farewell, Bergelmir. Farewell, Ci'el. It was very nice meeting you both.
Well, Cheppy, it was lovely to see you too. Quite a magical encounter. It's like looking around and they accidentally walked into a ring of mushrooms or something.
So she's going to kind of not fade out, but kind of it's as if she's stepping behind a curtain, which is she just kind of vanishes behind an invisible curtain. That's basically the best way you can describe it.
So these are the hidden pathways.
And it's more kind of like she walked out of the physical existence.
I get you. It's like when you like walk, like you have those like mirrors that make it look like you can just see through them, and then something goes behind them, and it just looks like they just walked out of existence.
Yeah. So Ci'el's like, this day has been amazing.
Bergelmir's gonna turn, and he's like, got like his hands on his head. It's just like, what the hell was that? What? He waves his hands towards where Chappie disappeared, and he's like, that? Yeah, you're right. This certainly has been a hell of a day. I was not expecting that, nor my future to be so scarily set in stone. I
don't think it's so much set in stone as more it was probably just a prediction.
I know, but doesn't it feel a bit strange that someone can so accurately predict you? It feels a bit terrifying. No?
I mean, when the fairies have lived for thousands of years amongst, alongside with mankind watching them, they're gonna have a pretty good guess at what people are gonna do. But of course, with fortune telling, it's always room for inaccuracy.
I mean, nothing. I didn't. I wouldn't want none of it to happen. So
right.
I'm just.
But
the
not even.
For once, I actually hope that it is quite inaccurate there, because there's quite a few things I saw that I would definitely like to happen.
True. I would like to point out that not even Lecco could 100% accurately predict the future, because if he could, there were a lot of things in his stories that he would have stopped from happening.
Too many things. So, back to the camp, and well, I was about to say hopefully we won't have any more, sidetracking events, but then again, if it is more fairies coming out to greet us, then I'll have to say no to it.
Well, Cheppy said that we should talk to Ascendi.
Yes, mention that.
So I will let you handle Ascendi, because I don't think that me and her get on good terms together. But I'll let you talk to her while I get changed back into my civilian clothes.
Civilian clothes. Interesting way of describing them.
So the two of you make it back to the camp. She's going to kiss you on the cheek and say, "Okay, I'll see you later," and she runs off to her tent.
Bergelmir has stopped working. You can hear Windows rebooting as his line from that, and he's like, "Oh my," which is his cheeks. Like he's just like, it's not forgetting that moment. Doesn't need the goggles to remember that. Ascendi. He turns a dike on his heel and walks over towards Ascendi's tent. Woo!
Alright, so. Do you remember the character named Tilba?
Is she part of the camp, or is she part of Leckham's story?
She's part of the camp. So you didn't meet her yet, but she was posted in the characters chat channel.
We'll go check her now. Oh, she's the one with the scythe and the rainbow feathers.
Yes.
Okay, who is she in the camp?
You're gonna learn that.
In a second. Awesome. Well, I head towards the Ascendi's tent.
So, Tilba, you actually kind of seen her around a few times, because obviously it's a small camp, but also because she actually works at the tavern that your mother owns.
Okay.
She usually does a lot of the help for cleaning the tables, and sometimes she'll make food and help your mom out.
She's basically the waiter.
Yeah. So you're going to see Ascendi. She's actually already standing outside in front of her tent.
Bergelmir is going to walk up and approach her. Descendi, if I could borrow you for a bit of the day, just a little bit. It won't be too long.
So she's gonna look at you and she's like, "Oh, just the person that I wanted to see."
Do you know what? That would have made Bergelmir fine on any other day, but just because of what's happened today, that is gonna make him go like rigid. Like, oh my god, Morford, like... It feels like he's kind of like running on autopilot right now.
So she's going to look at you and she's like, "Oh, just the person I wanted to see." And she's like, she does look a little worried, so go ahead and roll insight.
I mean, Bergelmir could certainly try. That's a 4.
So you can't tell why at all, but she's about to tell you anyway. So she's gonna look at you and she's like, "Look, Tilva's actually fallen pretty ill. She got this idea to go off exploring, and she ended up coming into contact with some poisonous plants. So she's fallen pretty ill, and we need
It's terrible
to make the antidote. Unfortunately, we've run out of supplies here for this specific antidote. More because nobody ever is lacking intelligence enough to go playing in poisonous plants. But yes, I actually need somebody like you to make a trip, because the plant that we need to make this antidote grows on Wrool Mountain. And you're going to realize that, just roll a d20 real quick. Just doesn't matter what stat it is, just a regular d20.
There's a 19.
Okay, so you're going to recognize that Mount Wrool is exactly that icy mountain that you saw in your vision in the forest.
Oh, okay.
And Ascendi's like, "We have time. It's not spreading too quickly because, we're dragoons. But if it's not treated within a fair amount of time, a few days or so, it's probably going to get worse. And eventually could be fatal." So.
No, that's terrible. Well, I certainly won't let that happen. Sorry, I'm not to jump the gun, but I assume you're going to request that I go find that plant?
Absolutely. You seem to be more adventurous than some of the other people in this camp. And we can't really spare the military at the moment because of the times that we're in. So,
no, I would gladly be ready to assist. What is this plant I am looking for?
In actuality, when she says because of the times that we're in, you actually have no idea what she's referencing. Because as far as you're concerned, everything in the camp is fine. Like, there's nothing, like, there's no war, there's nothing, like, why does she need the military? But she doesn't give any more information about that. She just... And you also remember, she is one of the most respected advisors.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's one of the advisors, so obviously she's like she's well aware of the goings on in the camp. Okay. Bergelmir duly notes that, and is like, okay. But sick people is much more important than that, and obviously if she's not telling him, he doesn't need to know. What is the plant I'm looking for?
Okay, so the plant that you're looking for... Let me bring it up. Notes. Going to the plants section. It's called an unrow. It's a vine, specifically. It grows up the side of the mountain, more towards the base. So you don't have to climb. you're muted.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself there. Small brain. Sorry, I wrote it down. The vine, is it like a... What kind of a vine does it look like? Do you need the whole vine, or do you need only a piece of it?
Just collect a good amount of the vine, you know. I don't need the whole vine, that would be a lot. But,
well, I just didn't know if, you know, you only needed the leaves and bringing you the whole
no,
body
I need
and everything, but
the vine.
the entire thing. Okay.
Yeah. The material that I need is actually at the center of the vine, and not the leaves.
Okay, that makes sense.
It kind of, the vine is going to, and if you compared it to a real life plant, it's like if aloe vera, like if the aloe vera plant was a vine instead of a spiky.
Okay, so quite like it's like a succulent vine. Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
We definitely need a decent amount. You can bring as much as you can. Make sure to take this, and she's gonna hand you a rune.
Another one.
But the rune that she's going to hand you, she's gonna tell you, but I will need this back once you come back.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm thankful that you even would trust me with something like this. I won't let that trust go to waste.
I need to find. Here we go. So the rune that she gives you is called Jera.
Okay.
It is the Transfiguration Room. So I'm gonna add that to
You can add it.
your list. Alright, so this is a different kind of rune. It doesn't have charges. This rune only works through you channeling through it. It doesn't store energy.
This is much more like a totem then, rather than like something that actually stores it.
Well, a totem also stores energy, but in a different way.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, she's going to say this is the rune Jera. You can use this rune with a very small amount of your aura, and you can actually transfigure the vine to let it come off the mountain on its own accord. You can use this to manipulate the structure and shape of the environment around you. So, allow the root of the vine to uproot itself and pull itself off the mountain wall, and it'll make it easy.
Digging around in my hands of the dirt.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
It'll also prevent you from harming the environment.
Oh, of course, as well, and also lets me keep more of the vine intact so I don't accidentally, damage it in any way.
I don't think it would be necessary to bring someone with you, but if you would like to choose someone from the camp to take with you, you may. Just make sure that they're not someone who is part of the barracks.
Oh, totally. I mean, would it be wrong for me to ask why nobody from the barracks? I would have liked somebody with a bit of martial skill to guide me, but I can understand if that's not allowed right now.
She's gonna look at you.
Just quickly, do I need to roll deception here? Because Bergelmir is like, he wouldn't do that, he'd just bring Ci'el. Okay.
No. Just roll persuasion.
persuasion, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, to see if you can get her to tell you.
Please be a good... Wait, I've clicked on the wrong page.
It's gonna be a pretty high DC, but it's still possible.
Okay, does a 14 pass?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh!
But she does consider telling you, and then she's like, no, I can't. It's internal affairs of politics. I wouldn't be at liberty to speak of these kinds of things.
Oh, sorry. Forgive me, I must have mistaken it then. No worries. I will go gather the vine for you. The unrow. And, well, I will try to make it as much haste as I can as well. So, or, these days, poor Tilva doesn't have to suffer any longer.
Yes. Do be quick, but you do have time, so don't rush yourself to get injure yourself. Take your time, but be quick.
It would be pretty foolish of me if I managed to, clip my wing on the way there and, not even return the vine to you. Don't worry, you will have the vine, and I will try to make it as quick as possible, without being foolish.
Excellent. I will see you when you return.
Hey! Oh. Yes, I must make haste. Oh, wait, sorry, he talks away and then comes back. I completely forgot to mention, me and Ci'el had a very, very strange encounter in the forest just a moment ago. A fairy called Cheppy was asking after you. I don't know if this is... I'm sorry, I'm a little bit still reeling in the, what happened. I wasn't expecting that to happen on my walk back. You wouldn't know anything?
No, I've never met Cheppy before, but I would love to do so at some point in my life.
Okay, well, I think she may be meeting me again soon. She was quite cryptic in the messaging. Okay, sorry if I've, Bergelmir just he can't actually process what's gone on today. He just doesn't know what to do. Right now he feels like he's on a chessboard, and right now he's just a pawn slowly advancing forward, whilst all these pieces are flying around him and I don't know what's going on.
She's never right then, we can worry about that when the time comes. Off you go.
Exactly. Well, I will go from a +1 and bring the vine to you, and Bergelmir will start off, and he will go find Ci'el.
Okay, so you're gonna go choose Ci'el?
Yes.
Alright, so when you go...
ask if she even wants to come along first.
When you go to Ci'el's cabin, or her tent, you're going to... how do you approach it? What do you do?
Well, very similar to last time, he's gonna go up and then... Actually, because you can't really knock on a tent flap. Have the Dragonians developed some sort of common etiquette for when you want to enter someone's tent? Do you rattle the tent flap or something, or does everyone have a little bell outside their tent? You a doorbell, go ding a ding.
No, typically they just call out the name of the person.
Okay, here I'll call in for her. Ci'el, you there?
Yeah, I'm in here. I'm just unwinding and relaxing.
Do you mind if I come in?
One moment. You hear a little bit of commotion, and then she's like, alright, come on in.
Eternally, he's just like, wait, what could it possibly be? He walks into the tent.
So you walk into the tent, and you see her just, she's sitting on her bed with her back up against the wall. And she's got, one leg stretched out flat, and the other leg has the knee bent. And on it, she's got a book in her hand, with her arm resting on her knee.
What are you reading?
Oh, just going back over the stories from Leckham's time.
Yeah, I probably should have a refresher myself. That was quite the interesting adventure we have. I know you're relaxing, and please do not let me stop this at all, but Cindy has requested me to travel somewhere to gather a root for Tilva, who is currently quite sick and needs the root to make some proper medicine. I just was wondering if you wanted to accompany me on this, although I see you're quite comfy right now, and it's just a walk, a long walk as well.
Yeah. Well, that's a fly. This is Mount Wrool is quite a distance. If you look at the map one more time, so check out the Maurus map. You can look at either the paint map or the map at the very top.
Map at the top.
Okay.
Okay, wait, where is Mount Wrool?
So if you go from Dragonia, which is in between those two, you remember where Dragonia is, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, that is the one place I do manage to remember.
Okay, so going straight up from Dragonia, there's that island that's straight up. And then
that's it, will involve flying.
Directly to the right, where the ice mountain is the second island in those series of islands over there. That is Mount Wrool.
Okay, so it would require some flight.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, figuratively speaking, I would often fly about. Walking is quite a interesting experience. And I mean, hey, you get to meet strange fairies when you do that, so it has its perks.
True.
But only if you wanted to.
I am quite tired from the trek over to through the mountains earlier, so I think I'm gonna have to turn this one down. But
okay.
I do hope that you make it there safe and make it back in a timely manner. So
that one thing I definitely am is safe. I won't bother you a moment longer. I hope you have a good read of the book, and thank you again for accompanying me today. It certainly made it a lot more brighter. Then he's going to head out of the tent. And I guess begin packing. Because these needs some...
before you start packing...
Okay.
There are some other people that you know.
Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot. He needs to go to Mum, give the basket back.
True.
And be like, today went swell. And then try to exit as quick as possible before she catches him.
So, you obviously know that Ismelda would love to go on this journey, but you also know that Japan...
Yeah, for a whole day, I don't think I'll be able to pull off an outing that long.
Yeah, no. She definitely should not be the one that you choose to go with you. Let's see. You know... There's a few characters that you regularly interacted with before. Ingrid is one of them. Not during the campaign, but prior in backstory. Ingrid is another person who is a friend of Tilva's who has been working at the tavern. Then you've also got Keegan and Ryan, which I don't think I made a character model for yet.
Yeah, and for neither of those.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are like the other options if you wanted to take a +1. You really don't have to take a +1, but
yeah, Bergelmir is debating it. It's just mountains and a route. How hard could it be? Honestly, he was just slightly using it as an excuse to spend more time with Ci'el. If not, is content to do it alone. I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think Ingrid will definitely cross his mind for a bit because it's like, it's a friend of her, like,
Tilva.
Tilva. And, she might, then again, roping friends into adventures. It's like, might not want it.
Yeah.
Is Ingrid an adventurous type?
She's not adventurous, but she is very helpful. Like, she's very supportive of other people.
No worries. And unless, like, you know, they actively want to go, haha, I'm going to go explore the wilderness. It's like, Bergelmir really wouldn't want to rope them along with that. Hey, he's going to gather his things together. Perhaps pack some clothes more suited to cold weather as well. Slightly fluffier jackets, one with like a big like kind of hood that you can pull up as well. And he's going to begin his journey. He's going to mention to his mum just that he's going to be out for a couple of days and needs to go fetch something for Ascendi, but won't really go too much into what it is. Why's she laughing? What's going on?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. No, no, I was just laughing.
He's then gonna head out and start making the trek to Mount Wrool. Well, he's going to walk the majority of the way out of Dragonia, and then once a good mile or two, and by the time his feet are starting to get a little tired, he's then going to shift into dragon form and start flying the rest of it. Because obviously it's a lot faster that way.
Yeah. So, I'm going to... Oh, there we go. I'm going to post the link for you. I have to sneeze. No, I don't. Alright, so the link has been shared for you to be able to view Mount Wrool.
Hang on a second. Got it. I'm going to assume the blue surrounding the island shape is the ocean.
Yeah, so the blue that's surrounding the island is the ocean. What happens here is that the further in you go, the steeper like is the mountain. Like, so you're on a flat piece of snow-covered, like icy land. If you're on the part that's right here, the really light blue color is more of like mountainside, where it's like it's not really climbable. It's just like steep mountain cliff, like mountainside stuff. But then that dark blue path that goes through that light blue area, that is like a path, an actual path where you can go up and around the mountain. And then the white area is the very top mountain peak.
Okay. Oh,
So,
they're like, okay, interesting.
so you arrive, and while you're flying overhead, you're going to see two people that are there, that are obviously not from anything around these areas. The two characters that you see at the bottom of the characters tab in the Discord server are Serena Keating and Lynn Dow. These two characters are the two people that you see in the snowy lands in this area. And alongside with them is a small lavender rat creature.
Lavender rat? What?
It's more like a mouse. But it's kind of like the size of a small dog.
Oh, right, sorry, lavender the colour.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my brain just like went full potato mode there and tried to be like, take the plant and apply it to an animal, so I just mouse with like a bunch of lavender growing out the back, like what?
No, the color of it is lavender, but it has 6 eyes.
Okay, I mean, equally crazy, what the hell?
And it's sitting on the shoulder of the girl that's dressed in all black. And
that's Lynn.
Yeah, that's Linda. And Serena. Okay. There we go. And what was this one? I didn't write it down. Whoops. Okay. I must have wrote it somewhere. It's probably in here.
Now, just remembering, Dragonia, the good goons, they aren't, like, they don't head out much. Not very many people know of them.
What's that?
The Dragoons, like, they don't head out much, not very many people know of them, correct?
No, they're known of, but people don't know where they are.
Okay. Bergelmir's just remembering. There's nothing, you know, like, officially from, like, Ismelda and the leaders about, like, not interacting with other people, or is he free to go and talk to them if he wants to? I mean, I can't just jump down and go talk to them immediately, but, you know, I want to know if I'm breaking any, like, rules. Oh, can't hear you. No!
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're just thinking, or...
Yeah. Alright,
okay.
So... oh, there we go. This is what I'm gonna do. Bam. Alright. Okay, and the other creature that is with them. Oh, that's where I put it. It's gonna be in here. I'm a drip. What? Can I click it? Thank you. Alright, so the other creature is also very small. And it's just waiting for it to load. Come on, you can do it.
Go, potato connection.
No, it's just because I'm also recording, so it's like taking slower to actually do things. Here it is. Oh, I actually had it open already. Whoops. I just realized it was in the same, yeah, anyway.
Oopsie.
Here we go. Okay, it's called a, yeah, it's a Roet. So, it's a small little vermin looking creature, but it's very, very furry. Alright.
Okay.
So you see them walking around with their little pets on their shoulders, and they are approaching a small adolescent Wrool dragon. Now, Wrool dragons are considered to be a lesser kind of dragon, and people don't normally want to hunt them. They don't want to kill these things because they grow a type of wool on their bodies, and that wool is collected and used for making clothing and that kind of stuff. So while most of the other kinds of dragons, if not all of the other kinds of dragons, were taken away by Leckham a long time ago, or hunted down and killed, people did leave the Wrool dragons out for the sake of clothing and that kind of stuff. So the Wrool dragons are allowed to live on their own island up here. This entire island, roll history.
Okay, I was gonna say hence my Mount Wrool. Got 17.
Okay, so you'll note that the Kameno, which are the well, not just the Kameno, but the Therian tribes, and their descendants, they've developed a sort of ritual practice where every time a new king is crowned, they, during the ceremony of their crowning, where once they get the crown on their head, they perform a terraforming feat.
Oh yeah, they do the mega terraform thing.
This entire island was terraformed for the sake of the Wrool dragons to live in an environment suited to them.
Oh, to me? Okay.
So one of the kings actually created the entire island.
Okay. I have respect for the king.
Yeah, so one of the things about these feats is that they get bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. Like, where each king
because
seems
they keep having to one-up the previous king.
Yeah, they seem to be getting more powerful as they go on.
Yeah.
So anyway, you see these two people, and they're messing around with not messing around, but they're interacting with an adolescent Wrool dragon.
Is it quite a pleasant interaction? They just like.
Yeah, they're not harming it or anything.
Okay.
I actually have a decent picture of the fan rat. I mean, it was a very old image that I used from like a creator thing, so it's not quite like good.
That's alright.
This is what the little rat with 6 eyes would look like, and instead of it being gray fur, it would be lavender fur.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me actually go back to this and grab the picture of the Wrool dragon to also post this so people can see what those look like. This is not it. Art stuff. Alright, copy image. And this is the Wrool dragon.
Oh my god, that is actually too adorable. God damn it. I'm gonna like resist the little dragon urge within to just be like, tasty livestock, swoop down, nom. Bergelmir is going to maintain some lazy loops up above. That's before, but there's no like rules against interacting with people outside the tribe. I'm not going to break any like tribe codes.
No, yeah, you can definitely interact with it. Sometimes they'll send people out to the other places, like to other cities and towns to purchase things from the marketplace.
Oh right, hence so okay, that's how we're like okay. People know of the dragoons but don't know where they are. Right. Okay, so he's going to maintain some lazy loops, and then he's going to very gently descend and land some 60 feet away from the pair, and obviously the wall. And they probably realise as he lands, oh wait, he's probably just spooked it. Whoops. And then he's going to quickly turn back into normal elf form. Be like, quick, swoosh. Off the rear.
Okay, so you'll notice that the Wrool dragon doesn't see you. The girl with brown hair also doesn't see you. But the pale girl with black hair, immediately turns her head and looks straight at you.
Okay, funnily enough, did she see me? So like, I pretty much, as I landed, Like, I would have, like, beat my wings to, like, break the fall, but then turned into my regular form and then dropped, like, onto the snow. So, did they see me in dragon or just in regular form?
They saw you in dragon.
Okay, they saw me in dragon. Bergelmir's gonna give her a happy little wave.
Yeah, she rolled really high, so she had to have seen it. She's going to show her face is exactly the facial expression that shows in the picture. Like, just very blank, nonchalant, like very stoic, and like not like very unamused.
Unsure. Bergelmir again is going to say, "Nice weather we're having today, isn't it?" And he's going to take a couple of steps forward towards them.
Serena's gonna finally notice you because she's looking at you and you're talking. So Serena's gonna turn around and she's gonna be like, "Whoa, a person! We're just here.
I am.
We're just here to make friends with I'm sorry, don't hurt me."
He immediately takes a couple of steps back and like puts his hands up. No, I'm merely here to collect some herbs. I just thought I'd pop down and say hi. Oh, I mean, he like points towards the mountain. I could just get out your hair immediately if you'd rather not.
Wait, so you're saying you're friendly?
Oh, I would hope I come across like that. And he kind of, I mean, he looks somewhat like a scholar, not really kind of. So he. I mean, I hope I don't look like a bandit in any way. I mean.
Oh no, it's just that.
You know what? He pulls his like very like loose baggy sleeves up to show his like, skin. I don't think I could really do much, and then throws his sleeve back down.
She's gonna smile and she's like, "So, you don't mind that we're here?"
No, I mean, who would mind that you're here? You're kind of in the middle of nowhere, and I can only see you making friends, so nobody's gonna really bat eyelids that.
Okay, so what you're gonna know is that actually roll history, just to make sure you know.
And I got 24.
Oh, okay, so you definitely know. The dragoons don't hold this principle, but especially the pure elves and even some of the Therian elves, they have this very territorial mindset of their lands, and they're not too appreciative of people who travel to the lands because normally people from other lands are destructive to nature and they will harm the land. And if you remember correctly, elven people are very in tune with the nature around them, in so much that so long as they're living in their lands, they're virtually immortal. They don't age.
Oh yes, of course, because they pull it from the. Yeah, I can't remember.
So when somebody visits their lands, they're not too fond of it. They're not 100% against travelers coming from other places, but they're very cautious about outsiders. But the dragoons, they don't hold that kind of a principle, especially under the Ismelda's rule. Well, Jirkon does, but everyone else.
Jirkon seems to be in his own little camp with that one. Actually, yeah. Well, Bergelmir would realize and be like, "Oh, sorry. I'm a bit of an outlander to the Therians, and we don't quite share the same view. Personally, this isn't my, house, so by all means, I think the wild should be shared by everyone. I can see you making friends, so."
And you wouldn't mind if we brought one of these back home with us?
Well, I don't own them, so by all means, go take one. I mean, don't see any. Actually, when he was flying over, did you see any buildings at all in this place? Or
Nope. It's 100% wild.
I mean, Well, what are you taking it back for, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. I am Serena Keating. I am the guild leader of the Bestiary Guild, which was originated in Cowton, which is on the continent of Laris. And this is Linda, my best friend. She's gonna be like, hello. And she's like, and we're just, we're a bestiary guild, so we have to go out and explore, meet new creatures, and tame them and document information about them. I want to make a full set of an encyclopedia of every creature of the whole world.
Wow. Incredibly admirable dream. I assume this lovely rule here would be, to assist you.
The lovely who?
Oh, I'm the creature right there, the rule dragon.
Oh yeah, the rule dragon. Yes. We don't have anything like this back in my house, like where I'm from. But I've heard stories about them, and I've seen the kind of clothing that their rule can make because of a man that lives in Cowton. His name is Luthru. Have you heard of Luthru before? Roll history.
I was about to say, have I heard of Luthru? Let's go. Again, 24. Hell yeah.
Alright, so you definitely know that Luthru was a Kameno. And he actually was the one that crafted the crown. He's a very well-known blacksmith.
So we crafted the crown that this whole, theory and
yes.
geomancer ritual happens over. Okay, cool.
Since he's crafted the crown, he originally was, around when the current form of politics in the Kameno or Arthurian tribes formed. And he was, he was just a blacksmith. He just did what he was supposed to. But then eventually he realized he realized some things, and his ideals changed to be more favorable towards liking outsiders. And eventually he was actually banished from Maurus and forced to go live with the outsiders that he cared for so much. So Luthru now lives in Laris, where he became a world-famous blacksmith because of his excellent skill at enchanting his equipment. And a lot of heroes from folklore, or from more modern folklore, or more stories, whatever, from the modern times. A lot of the heroes in the current days actually have weapons that were crafted by Luthru.
Oh, so it's almost like a rite of passage to go visit Luthru, get your gear to the highest level. Like that.
Yeah, something like that. So,
it would be very strange if no one had heard of the revered blacksmith. Yeah, no, I definitely have heard of it. Oh,
he's definitely revered on that side of the world. On Maurus, he's seen as even some Therians are okay with other people that are outsiders. They're okay and cautious about them. But Luthor took it to a whole other level where he wanted people to be able to live in Maurus, and they were just like, nah.
Okay.
So.
Nah, get these stinky humans off our land.
Exactly. So yeah, they banished him for it because he ended up. Well, he began to refuse to make weapons for the Therians and the elves anymore. He stopped making weapons for them, and he began actually disenchanting the weapons that he had already made, and they didn't want they didn't want that because he was doing a protest.
I'm just saying, Bergelmir needs to meet this person, someone who wants to go through actual military de-armament to make their point. Mad respect.
Yeah, those are very good character indeed. So,
okay. Bergelmir's just fondly remembering that and that was a really cool dude to read about. Oh yeah, wait, I'm here right now. Whoops, sorry.
She's just like, hello. She's...
Well, I mean, as I mentioned before, these aren't mine, so I can't exactly tell you not to do it. But I mean, whatever you judge is best for yourself, go do it. I'm gonna stop you.
Yeah, he was telling us about Roll Dragons and how he hasn't seen one in a long time. So we were gonna bring one and take care of it and show it to him, and maybe even one day when the rule grows right, we can trim it down and make some nice clothing for him.
Yeah, well, I'm sure anything crafted by his hands would be lovely. Oh,
if you think that he can make clothing, well, no, his clothing is not that good. But we do have another person. He's an excellent tailor. Like he makes the most exquisite clothing. He made my outfit.
Oh, well, I mean, he's got a very excellent sense of fashion.
Yeah, I requested it.
Oh, well, lovely. Shouldn't hold you to any longer in your wool wrangling.
What was your name again?
Okay, hang on. He's not pausing. Oh, actually, no, I guess he is because I'm pausing as well. Bergelmir is actually going to say, call me Esoterra.
What?
I apologise, it's a fancy name. It's Astrai. Got a hip mic there. It's Astrai. And then my surname is Esoterra. It's lovely, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm just, like I mentioned, here for herb collection.
She's like, I've never heard a name that complicated in my life.
Well, a fancy name? I mean, he's going to take some mock offense to that. It's like, well, I mean, people's names, they're all very important in their cultures and everything. Some places just have more complicated names. I assume you don't travel here often?
Oh no, this is my first time here.
Oh. Let me welcome you to the wonderful world, and with my strange name, as you put it.
Are you sure that's your name?
No, I commonly forget my name from time to time, and I just, of course it's my name. What do you mean, is it my name?
Well, it's...
My name is actual Bob. I apologise for that.
I know a Bob. No, she's just kidding.
Wait, you know.
She's just kidding. She laughs a little bit, but Linda was still just blank face.
I can just imagine this entire time. It's just void, just nothing.
Go ahead and roll insight.
God damn it.
And do one roll for each of them, and you can tell me whichever number you want to assign to each one is which one.
Okay, so interestingly, Serena? Yes, Serena. I only got a 7 overall for, but for Lynn, I got a 17.
Okay, so honestly, Serena is the kind of character that wears her heart on her sleeve, and she's very transparent. That she's easy to read. She's so genuine in her care for others and very social and friendly, but also very you can tell she's kind of scared to travel to this place specifically because she's heard stories about things, and she figured traveling to Mount Wrool should be fine since it's a wild place. She wasn't expecting to coming across a person here, so she just figured she would come in, tame a dragon, and bring it home. And you can kind of see that on her face. But she's very pleased that you're friendly. You can tell. So she's really just very social, very light-hearted.
One of those people who are just everything is external.
Yeah. So a 7 reads her perfectly fine. As for Linda,
Okay, did I need a 200 to pass? That's all I'm asking.
No, you still got a decent amount of information. You can actually sense something's just not quite right about her.
Has she blinked yet? Actually, wait, has she blinked?
No. She seems kind of dead inside. Like,
okay.
That's basically the best description that I can give to you.
I can't work out if Bergelmir just wants to yell, same!
But she kind of seems like genuinely dead on the inside.
Is your friend okay there?
Oh yeah, Lynn, she's fine. She's great. She's fantastic. She's my best friend. She's been around for only a week, but we've got together and we're just, two girls having fun, hanging out. Right, Lynn? Yeah.
So I just love these pairs so much. Yes, apologies. I was a little bit concerned. I'm used to people blinking occasionally. I think Lynn would be the queen of any staring competition you try to put.
Oh yeah, she's beaten me every time.
I think she could probably challenge a god at it and probably still come out somehow. Well, it was lovely meeting you, Serena.
So Lindau, her skin is very dry and very pale. So she looks dead. She seems dead, but she
looks dead, acts dead, but just somehow is moving.
Yeah, she's not a zombie or anything. So she's not genuinely dead. Nobody killed her, but you can't help but feel the presence of death, or something. Just that's the description that she vibes with. But yeah. So anyway. Don't tell me you're leaving already. We just became friends.
Oh, well, I mean, not exactly. Screw it. I can spare 15 minutes or so for a conversation with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm currently searching for the. It takes a moment to recall it. The.
Unro.
Forgot the root. The Unro vine that grows somewhere at the base of this mountain. So you're more than welcome to accompany me whilst I search for it.
You have Unro vines here too?
Well, I should certainly hope so because I have come here specifically seeking that. So.
Oh well,
hopefully.
I actually have some on me right now.
Oh, well. Well, no, those are your Unros. Could you show me where you picked them from so I can grab my own?
Oh, I picked them back up from the farm back at home.
Oh, okay. Well, I
You're
kind of takes.
them.
He rubs his chin for a second. I think I will say no to that, considering that my friend sent me all the way over here. I might be something specific to the location. I'm not much of a herbalist myself, so I don't know if, a farm or a mountain might affect the roots somehow.
Oh, you're gonna use it for medicine.
What do you use it for?
Oh, I was planning to use it for food for the Wrool dragon.
Oh, do they quite like the root?
Yeah, of course. They love the flavor.
I'll try some myself someday. Anyway, well, I mean, to go looking for the root, you're more than welcome to join me once you've tamed the Wrool? I don't know. What's the Wrool dragon doing right now? Is it just sitting in the middle?
Yes. It's just staring. It's just kind of making sounds like that.
It's so adorable.
Serena's like, well, don't worry, this won't take long. You're gonna see her put her hands together in similar fashion to Full Metal Alchemist style, where she claps her hands and she kind of starts moving her hands in a circular motion, palms facing forward, and it starts creating a type of magic circle, in midair in front of her hands. And
hang on, just as that happened, Bergelmir slowly drops the goggles down.
And she starts to she continues to spin her hands in a circular motion while she starts to resonate her aura. and her aura passes through that magic circle and onto the Wrool dragon. And what you see, the Wrool dragon, the aura of the Wrool dragon comes out, not like comes out of its body, but also starts emanating. And so the two auras are kind of vibing with each other until eventually they kind of flow interconnectedly, where they just, the flow of the aura, at first was like push and pull against each other until eventually it smooths out, where it's just kind of like one continuous flow back and forth between the two of them. And when that happens, there's the circle from her hands. She stops her hands clapping again, and it kind of disappears. And she's like, okay, all done. It's tamed.
Just like that?
Just like that.
You get it to do a trick or something?
Come here, Wrooley. And the Wrool dragon's gonna come over to her and sit right next to her.
Bergelmir's gonna chuckle. I'm sorry, Wrooley is...
Yeah, Wrooley. It sounds like a great name. Don't you think, Lynn? No.
Wait a minute, she said a different word? Impossible. I didn't know her dialect was that, like, wide.
Hey, don't judge me. You named your fan rat Munch.
Yes.
She's just gonna be like, touche.
It certainly looks like kind of lively fellow, or no? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, the roots. I must really, get on with it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Do you need any help picking them?
I think not, because I've also been given something specific to pick them with, so...
Oh,
yeah,
really? That's
really...
I would love to see.
He kind of like... What's that word? He makes me like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing kind of face. I'm very much the messenger on this mission right now. I have been given a task. I'm going to go and do it. I'm not quite sure if... Yeah, doesn't matter. Let's get going. And I guess he's going to start searching around the base of the mountain for these roots.
So they're pretty, they're all over the entire base of the mountain. So, the whole mountain is encompassed with this root.
Oh, sweet. Okay, literally growing around like a cool plant pot.
Remember, this whole mountain was designed artificially.
Perfect for them. Yeah.
So it's gonna have the food that they like all over the place.
It's cool that they've gone that far with it. Right, he's going to go around and just he's not going to clear out one area completely. He's going to take a bit from one area, move around a bit, take a bit from the next. So he's kind of more picking some of the berries from the bush rather than just demolishing one of the bushes.
Yeah.
And he's going to use the Jera root. Jera?
Yep.
Jera. He's going to use the Jera rune, and he's going to slowly uproot all of them and make sure, he's not destroying the environment in any way each time. It's more like he's just kind of plucking them out with a little bit of the rune. And he's going to get a pretty decently sized bundle, pretty much as much as his backpack can fill.
Every time you use the rune to pluck these things magically, Serena's eyes are just like, what? I've never seen a technique like that before.
I mean, I've only read about techniques like yours. Round here, I'm not exactly the best teacher for this kind of stuff, but around here, magic flows a little bit differently for different kinds of people. And for instance, my kind of people, and you kind of those little things, we need a bit more of a kind of specific channel. We're not I can't he by this time he's put it back in his pocket safely.
Yeah.
He just I can't, and he pulls a cool pose, Pacha! And then some cool magical stuff appears. It's more fine-tuned equipment. He taps his goggles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Old Man Hank just pulls it out by hand.
Wait, Old Man Hank?
Yeah, he's the farmer from back where I'm from.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I for some reason thought Old Man Hank was here. I was like, huh. Expecting to turn around and see another face. Well, if you think about it this way, it leaves the ground, doesn't hurt the ground in any way. So, it's a much more neutral extraction of the plant.
That's amazing. I'm sure that Old Man Hank would probably love a tool like that.
Well, unfortunately, this tool is not mine to give. But if Old Man Hank ever finds himself traveling this land, I'm sure he could attempt to find his own tool like this.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he won't be traveling. He's not one for travel. He always says things like, "I'm too."
Nickname. He's probably old.
Yeah, he's pretty old, but he's a hard-working man. Like he definitely provides the entire village with all the crops that we eat.
Sorry, roll back a second. No, I don't think Bergelmir would actually say that, because I'm assuming in elven fashion, dragoons must take forever to age.
Yeah.
So he thinks to himself, yeah, Old Man Hank, he should be pulling his weight like everyone else.
Well, you're gonna have an understanding of the. Well, you also understand humans. Like, you've seen humans.
Okay, I'm not that oblivious.
Yeah. So you know the humans age.
Then again, something as casual than that, I think Bergelmir isn't really watching his words too much. And it's just like, yeah, he just offhandedly mentions, like, yeah, Grandpa should be traveling. What the hell?
But maybe because we'll bring this dragon back home with us, maybe he'll get a little taste of what it's like to be over here.
I guess so, in some strange, across the world way.
Yeah.
Well, I seem to have all the route that I need. It definitely was a pleasure meeting you.
I have a brilliant idea.
Oh?
Once you finish up what you're doing, you can come back with us and visit our homeland, and maybe you can meet Old Man Hank.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm the whole reason I've come to collect this route is I must be somewhere with it, so... I mean, I'd love to take you up on that offer. Where did you say you lived again?
Oh, I live in a town called Cowton. It's an amazing place. There are guilds and people and all sorts of festivities.
Do me a favor, point in the direction of it, like right now. Is it north, south, east, west?
It is west, directly west from here.
Okay. Well, I may come looking for you one day, if I find myself with the time to do so. It'd definitely be nice to meet you again.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna probably take up a camp here on this island for a bit.
Oh, you're planning to stay for a couple of days?
No, just for the night, because, we don't want to be out in the ocean overnight.
That makes sense as well. Also, as freely, as much as I'd love to welcome you on these lands, I'm afraid other people might not so much, so it probably is a good idea not to stay too long.
Yeah, we'll be leaving first thing in the morning. Maybe don't tell anyone about us.
I have no reason to. You don't need to worry about it.
Whew. Okay. Excellent. So, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Maybe. Yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll see how the wind flies tomorrow. Anyway, I will see you later. It definitely was interesting to meet you.
Okay.
He's gonna go up for a handshake.
She's gonna just hug you.
Well, that works. He gonna awkwardly pats her.
She's actually quite young. Like, Serena herself.
How tall even is she?
Oh, she's not tall. Let me see. Serena. Oh, here we go. Serena Keating is 15. And her friend is 13. Serena herself, scrolling up, is 4'11".
Oh my god, what is this small adorable child?
And Lindell is 5'3".
Oh, okay, so they're both okay. He's just like, what is this small adorable child? Why is stuck to me? I guess he pat and then actually properly return the hug and give her a little squeeze and then back off, and is just like, never before has he hugged strangers. Feels a bit weird, but also kind of nice at the same time. Bit strange.
Yeah, that's like the culture they have over in Cowton.
He's gonna turn.
So you're gonna notice one thing though, like these people are nothing like the people that you know. Like, the humans that are from Malrus and from Darina are like nothing as friendly like as these people.
Yeah, I mean.
But when after you finish your hug with Serena, Linda is just gonna look at you with her stare, and she's just gonna be like, "Goodbye."
He's like, are you like, do you want a handshake or a hug? He jokingly, like, arms wide open.
She just stares at you, and she's just like, "Goodbye."
Bye to you as well. Just love that. Just that's it.
She's very, very to the point.
No, I'm not surprised. Bergelmir is going to start just walking off back towards the ocean, and as friendly as these people were, he is going to check his pockets, more specifically the rune.
It's still there.
Jera. It's everything. Okay, is
all
everything
of,
there?
All of your belongings are intact.
Yeah, as much as he would love to be friendly to people, those suspicious stories of evil people, of the evil humans, he can't quite just get out of his head. Okay.
Yeah.
How friendly. Good. That sets him at ease. He's going to get to the edge of the water. Are they still watching?
Yeah, they are. They're kind of like going back and forth between watching you and petting the bull dragon.
He's going to give him a little wave, turn into a dragon, whoosh, make a little flurry of snow, and then fly back off to Draconia.
You're going to hear Serena, and she's going to be like, "Oh, did you see that? Did you see what he did? Look what's She's just like freaking out.
She's like, did you see that? Did you see that? And then be like, yes.
I saw it the first time.
Anyway, he's going to make his merry way back to Draconia with his full bundle of
Alright, so you see Ascendi.
I just love those two so much.
Yeah. You'll see Ascendi still standing in the same place that she was when you left. It took you quite longer than I expected it to.
I'm terribly sorry, I got distracted by some wool dragons. They are fiendishly adorable. But I hope I've made it in time. Is it all well?
Yes, Tilva is still fine. I still have plenty of time to make the antidote.
Well, and here it is, and he's going to pull out the roots, and here you are for the antidote.
Excellent. This should be plenty. I will take these into my quarters, and I will begin the process of making these into a medicine.
Oh, wait, sorry. And then he reaches into, like, his coat, and from, like, an inner pocket, pulls out the rune, and apologies, I nearly forgot, and hands it back to her.
No worries. She takes it from you, and she's like, "Here, this is some compensation for your work." She's going to give you... She's going to give you 20 gold pieces.
He's actually not. No. He's actually not going to take it and be like, no. Please, it's for helping somebody in the tribe. I really do not need compensation for that.
Oh. Well, I need to do something nice for you, since you did something nice for me. So I'm trying to give you money.
Well. Okay. If it's what you want, then I won't exactly say no to that, but he'll take the coin and it's like, thank you very much, I definitely will get myself a nice little treat or something from that, and he stashes it into his pocket, but just, please, if...
She's gonna look at you, she's like, yeah, go ahead and buy something for Ci'el.
What? it's like shit. Is it that obvious?
Yeah, so Ascendi is very known for being very intuitive about people.
Considering as well that she is literally like almost the right hand of Ismelda.
Yeah.
She definitely knows what's going on to the camp.
Generally, okay, so while Ismelda has the Dragon Guard, Ascendi has a similar ability, but instead of it being protective of herself, she's very good with insight.
Oh my god, so she's got like Dragon Heart insight. Oh my
Exactly. So there's like almost no lying to her. She's like, she'll see straight through people every time.
god, okay. Crazy.
Almost. It's not perfect, it's not infallible, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so in response to that, Bergelmir would be like, you'll blush ever so slightly and be like, nah, I just... But, I mean, as I mentioned, if people are in trouble, don't feel free to call on me. I will gladly answer every time. And then he's gonna turn heel and walk away in shame.
So, where would you like to go?
He briefly debates if he does buy Ci'el something, or is that too obvious because she just said it? Almost doesn't want to. Actually, then again, he's literally flown all the way to that mountain and all the way back. He's probably quite tired.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's going to head back to his tent and flop hard.
Alright. So, with that being said, Bergelmir takes a rest. Now, with your meeting of Serena Keating, I'm going to add her to your social tab. Because she is a guild leader.
Yeah.
So.
Especially of a guild that, like, Bergelmir, like, so, obviously, yes, that is totally, like, his dream, and he's gonna, like, once he's out into the wild world, will be going after that, but, like, I guess right now it's not quite in his nature to be chasing his dreams just yet. He still has unfinished business here that he wants to, like, see closed before he goes off being like, I wanna go Bestiary hunting, woo!
True. So, with that being said, we should dismiss it here. I'm ending the recording.